What's happening, y'all? Chevy TV coming to you live. Youngstown, Ohio. I was just thinking, I love this place. I freaking love this place. I just got through, was gonna lay in the bed all day today, don't gotta work. I was gonna lay in the bed all day today and said, let me get up and start walking. Turn around, I done walked 5,000 steps. You see this building behind me? This building behind me used to be the public library. I remember when they built it, but more importantly, I remember when I would ride my bike down here to go in this library and get books on how to build crystal radios. My most favorite book about that crystal radio was a green book that I had actually researched decades later, found the picture of the book and reposted every so often. That's how much of an impact and how much just seeing that book would trigger me, how interested I was in all this. And it's snow flurrying now. It's what, 36, 40 degrees. I'm dressed properly, and I'm wondering to myself, could I live back here during the winter? I mean, I could do anything I want, let's just face it. I should walk up Oak Hill. Ooh, if I walk up Oak Hill, that means I gotta walk back a little bit farther. Ooh, it would be a longer walk. Man, I gotta get back. We got things to do tonight, I got stuff to do. But anyway, that's the library right there. That's the library. I'd ride my bike down here. I got me a library card. I don't know if my mother took me down there and we got our first library card. Yeah, because I think we used to go to Fosterville Library. There used to be a little small library on Glenwood that we used to go to, so that was probably definitely my first introduction. And I went there, and I was thinking, could I live back here through the winter? I could do anything I want. And then I started thinking, all I would have to do was get a treadmill in my basement. Give me a reason to buy a treadmill, because y'all know I want to buy a treadmill so bad. You know I want to buy a treadmill so bad, but in my apartment in California, number one, I ain't got the room for it. And number two, I don't need it in California. Inclement weather is only like 2 weeks a year, and that's rain. So, but if it's out there freezing, if I get out there and get my steps in when it's freezing and to get reacclimated to back here, but is there enough back here to keep me going? I guess during the pandemic, it's easier to say yeah, because not too much is going on out in California, but things was kind of shut down. But when things get going good, and I started thinking about the LA Magus and funk community back there and, all the things I get to do. And of course, I can fly back and forth. But hell, I don't even want to live 50 miles away from where I live, because I don't even want to drive an hour to get to the events and stuff that I go to regularly. So let alone jump on an airplane, fly back here for like a concert or something, or fly here, fly there, concert. But the other alternative is that I could, I'm closer to New York and DC. I could drive to New York and DC. Like, I guess probably from driving from from LA to San Francisco, something like that. So, I've done that plenty of times. 5, 6 hours, 4, 5, 6 hours in the car. Boom, 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 turn it on and get going. But anyhow, another thing. My sister asked me, what phone is out there? And I said, the one I'm looking at is the Galaxy S20. Not the 21, not the latest, the S20. And she was like, yeah, I was looking at that too. And then she said, the new phones don't have a mic or speaker jack. And I was like, oh, well, I probably, big deal, just use Bluetooth. And then I started walking down. I need it for my mics, for when I'm walking. I'd have to find a whole new setup, or, that could be fun too. Get some good Bluetooth earphones, and I think I tried that before, and I couldn't get the quality that I want. I couldn't get the quality, or what's it? Resolution? What's the word? Music resolution. Resolution is for pictures. I couldn't get the bandwidth. I don't know what the word is. Y'all know what I mean. The high enough quality. But when I put on this little cheap, plug-in, it works. And also, along that line, the plug on this phone is kind of battered. Hopefully I can go in there and clean it out and keep using it. Because the plug pops in and out. A couple of videos you can hear where it's like really loud and clear, then it pops out. And I can't even tell when it pops out. So I just shoved it in there right now. Then I tied the cord around the selfie stick handle to kind of not jerk it out, because it's so sensitive, it might just pop out by itself. So it just needs to be cleaned out or something. But that S20, you get those upgraded cameras, blah, 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 blah. A little bit more storage space, which don't matter because I got SD cards. So, I don't know. That's how it goes. But I was thinking too, like I said, I love this place. I love this place. The most precious scenery there is. I got on like 2 coats, 3 shirts, gloves and hat. It was snow flurrying. I don't know if y'all saw that a second ago. It's clouds, thick clouds. And then they'll break up. Well, they're not thick because you can see there's a little bit of sun coming through them. And they'll break up and it'll get like completely sunny. It's like 40 degrees. I don't know. I mean, I'm comfortable. Telling my daughter's house was comfortable. Went over to my cousin's house yesterday. We sat around there. It's comfortable. Talking stuff with family. Playing with granddaughter. Running around. Another thing back here, when I do my steps, I'm not used to people knowing people, seeing people I know. I'm like walking around. Here comes Jesse. Boop, boop, boop. I'm like, oh, what's up, man? It just blows my mind. It just blows my mind. Like, here comes Jesse. Like, oh, so I jumped in the car with him. He was going to Walmart. Hell, I went to Walmart too. Picked up me a rotisserie chicken, some grapes, some apples, a few things, and he dropped me back off. Then I'm walking yesterday in Farrell, walking around, and here goes Lark, my cousin, riding down the street, blowing boop, boop, because she was on her way over to Debbie's where we was. And here she come, boop, boop, boop. I'm like, so that's cool. And then another thing, we went to, we ordered High Lie. We ordered like $130 worth of food from High Lie. Wings, and Cajun fries, and chili fries, and mushrooms, and onion ringy thingies, and it was good. 70 wings. Because Kimberly kept saying, oh, ain't gonna be enough. It's 5 people. So we got wings, I'm gonna pack it up, I'll bring it home. I'll bring it home. And I mean home, I mean California. So, we go out to get drink, because I like the sweet drinks. I like the sweetie drink. So we end up getting Sunkist. Get it back. And I drank a can of Sunkist. Little did I know Sunkist is one of the few sodas like that got caffeine. Hell, I was up at 4:35 in the morning, wide awake, sitting up. And it was a good up too. It was like a cocaine up. Not that I would know about that, and not that I wouldn't. And I'm talking about like a cocaine freebase excitement high. Not crack, the freebase or cocaine if you snorted or, smoke it straight. But anyway, not that I would know anything about that. And then it just felt good. I was like, oh my God, it's 3:30 in the morning. Then I just had to stop fighting it. I was like, look, this is it. I ain't gonna be able to roll over, go to sleep, no matter how many podcasts and music I put on. So I got up and got some Whoppers, some Twizzler Twist, the soft kind of Twizzlers, and some, what else I had? Oh, moon pies. The stuff we got from the Dollar General we stopped by, because we went to High Lie, went in there, ordered, paid for it, and we had a few more minutes left, so we went to the store. So we in the store, getting stuff, and the guy working there is just talking, and he was like, hey, so, he was just talking, and my daughter, he said something from California, he was saying. I was like, oh, okay, something from California. And I said, what about California? And I said, what part of California? I said, I guess his father's from California. I said, what part of California? And he gave me his look at it. And he said, Van Nuys. I went, whoa! I flipped out, ran around the store. Damn, that's a big bird. Jesus. So I flipped out and ran around the store, like, oh, he's just telling me about his father had a studio in Van Nuys. He knew about Ventura Boulevard. I was like, so he was like, the first person I talked to, the first person we talked to all day, other than each other. And he And I asked him what he knew about California, and he didn't say LA. He said Van Nuys. Most people just say LA. He said Van Nuys. I was like, oh, I'm from Van Nuys. That kind of just tripped us both out. And the dude in front of my daughter, I was like, yeah, you see who I am? Everywhere I go. And she remembered another instance like that from years ago. We were somewhere and people knew my Uncle Jerry, wherever we was. And I was thinking, my life is like that. I was kind of bragging to her. I was like, yeah, this happens to me all the time. I'm used to it. You know, I mean, see my thing too back here, any building that was here when I was growing up is quote unquote almost sacred and precious. So I like to take pictures of anything, any building that was here when I was growing up. Okay, so I'm thinking these things are constantly recurring in my life. I'm used to it. Some people say, one person tagged me as highly favored because he couldn't say blessed because he knows I'm an atheist. But I think it's because of my lifestyle, my philosophy, the way I handle people, the way I handle myself, the integrity, and just the integrity is the main thing. To never have to shift from what you're thinking or deviate from your true feelings, to be true to what you think and believe, and to be able to walk around free like that. Not having to worry about what you told this person, or did I tell this person that? Did I tell that person that? And true to yourself, to where it makes you understand yourself better. Because you can't lie to yourself. You can lie to other people, you can also lie to yourself. You can fool yourself. But there's something, more and more I think, there's something about my life that makes my life the life that I've always dreamed of, the life that I planned, what I wanted to do, what I wanted to be. There's something that I'm doing or have been doing, and it's obviously inherent because I don't gotta wake up in the morning and say a mantra or read a memo to kick that mode in. It's there when I wake up, it's there when I go to sleep. I don't even gotta question it. I don't even gotta remember it. I just gotta go out and be Jeffrey at this point in my life. And it took a while to get here. I wasn't always like this, there's no doubt about it. And the jump from the 30s, the huge jump from the 30 when I turned 30, little jump when I turned 40, little jump when I turned 40. And I think it was a huger jump when I turned 50. Things just kind of really clicked. I'm like, oh, you know, it could have been circumstances in my life, could have been things I've been going through, but it just keeps going up to another level. And now I'm getting ready to turn 60, and it's even up at a higher level. To the point now, I'm almost scared to go out in public because I even recognize that I have no inhibition. I have no restriction. I'm gonna do whatever I want. And I can say that because the Jeffrey that I was just talking about, is not gonna do too much of anything out of pocket. But even if I did, that would be okay. I can trust myself to be open and trust other people around me because the way I've been treated out my life, I got that pretty cat syndrome. Pretty cat walking in a room, and from experience, it knows everybody gonna want to pet it. So it's gonna walk up to you like, you know you want to pet me, stop. And just brush up against you, come all up in your space, because it knows from past that everybody wants to pet me. And I'm not gonna say I'm all like pet me, but it's like I know that I may get received, how my energy is received consistently in my behaviors, how my behaviors and my energy is received. When they turn it on, when they turn it up some, when they let it go ape shit, you know, and just be that person, just gets bigger energy to fill up a room. Right now, I can fill up a room, auditorium. I can fill the auditorium with my energy. I can shoot it here, I can put it there, through eye contact, body movement, gestures. And I realized that probably 20 years ago, going to a football game with Rick in Oakland. It was a bigger scale, a huge stadium, thousands of people. And I was realizing how my energy and quote unquote acting out, or just, pushing energy out there through dance and movement, or just being crazy and talking or whatever, how far it reached and how it affected people. And I was able to notice how people responded, and they come back to you and they'd be like, did I do something? I hope it's still recording. And they do like, hey, because I always wear the jersey, hey, Pete Bum. People they'll holler, hey, Pete Bum. If it was Jeffrey or something, they might not holler your name, but it was Pete Bum, hey, Pete Bum. So I turn around, I was like, so it got to the point where I go out and I'm just used to being that guy. Oh, I've done this before. I can act a fool. And it'll be received a certain way, quote unquote act a fool, because that kind of behavior, that's what I was taught it was, acting a fool. My father was very conservative, low key, don't draw attention to yourself, blah, blah, blah. I was never that. I was, hey! So, but I learned from him how to carry yourself in those situations. When you walk into an office room or a board meeting or something, how to carry yourself with your back straight and making eye contact and handling it. And then at that night when y'all go out, just rip the venue apart. And I love that about me. That's one thing that I probably always might appear braggadocious about, the fact that I can straddle the line between the office and, I ain't gonna say the hood, but I know I can get around in the hood. I know how to act in the hood. I'll say more like, going out at night, a club or partying or something. Oh, another thing, yesterday I said that, that as far as the Chris Rock stuff, I see all this stuff. I don't know if y'all can see all this stuff behind me, but all this stuff is precious. All this stuff was here when I was growing up. My doctors, Dr. Delph, when I was a baby, but that's even my pediatrician was right there. My mother's bank was Union Bank. We would go to the bank, go to that drive-through, still there. We would go to that drive-through, we go to Dr. Delph's, and we go to J.C. Penney at the mall and eat. That's right, she turned me on to Rubens. That's when I started liking Rubens. Everything up and down the street. Paul Moore Sports. I used to get on my bike right up there and buy a mouthpiece to play football, look at the cages, because all our helmets had like the regular corny face masks. We all wanted cages, and they were like $5 or $6. And when you're little, that's a lot. So I finally got a cage. I got the drill. I actually drilled in that helmet and put it on there. Because I always had tools. My father always had tools, so I always had tools to work with. The childhood, I'm telling you, it's all here. And it's great. Oh, what I was saying is, about yesterday, I was saying that, maybe back in, when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, I was saying that was quote unquote, maybe it had been an accepted form of behavior to challenge somebody to a duel. But I Googled it and that's a myth. But you kind of get the idea. The whole idea was who determines the protocol? Who determines what to do, what not to do, in what situation? And if you ask me, it's you. And when I said Will Smith handled his business, he handled his business. Not yours, not mine. He did it the way he wanted to, how he wanted to, and he handled it. You can agree with or disagree with it, but that's you. And it's cool. And that's why we're having this good discussion about it. This is probably the best discussion we ever had on any spectacle like this. People talking and they open it up. And I'm thinking it's gonna lead us someplace. I really do. I really think it's gonna lead us someplace. Because the discussion is on another level. At least the ones I saw. At least the ones I saw. I don't see too many people arguing back and forth. It's like, it's like they're arguing the point and not at each other. That's because you're Uncle Tom, or you're a Republican, or you're a Trumpster, or that. They have to argue the point and the points and what's going on and the situation in the actual event. So that's always good. But anyhow, it's just about life. It's about living life, enjoying life with what you got. It's a big part of it. It may sound cliche-ish and all that, but enjoying what you got, because you can have a $1 billion and a million things, but not be happy. Or you can be happy living under a rock. It's all up to you. But there are probably certain things on Maslow's hierarchy at the lower rungs of safety and health and, shelter and all that. But even without that, you can be happy. Human beings are resilient and they adapt. And right now, I'm just loving it all. And not because I'm going home tomorrow. And not because I get to go home tomorrow. Not get to go. It's weird, I'm telling you. And I even told my daughter and other people, it's weird for me to like being back here so much. It's weird for me to like being away from home so much. I'm not used to that. I'm used to, like fourth day, I can't wait to get back home. Oh my God. And I really do think it's because I'm working. I really do think it's because I'm not sitting around all day. I got something to do, so I'm working. And I think that's really gives me something to do today. It keeps my resilience up. I get my steps. I can't fall and get lazy and just sit around because, it's not a lot to do here. There's stuff to do here, but people here are more, they do stuff. People eat and they hang out. It's not like a bunch of people just sitting around doing nothing, being, weird and nothing. You got people sitting, doing stuff. We'll go over, we eat, barbecue, talk shit, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if they got any clubs. Maybe have a concert here. Cameo gonna be here. Like a funk tour, Cameo and them gonna come here in June or something. I don't think they got any clubs though. At least for black people. Playing black music. So I think all those are closed down. And one they used to go to, I guess the guy got liquor license situations with people and business partners, Southern Tavern. I don't know. I just know it's just good right now. I'm in a good place right now. I'm in a very, very good place right now. And my weight, during the week, I'm not supposed to have snacks at night in bed. During the week, I'm not supposed to have snacks at night in bed. But I'm on vacation. But you're not on vacation, you're working. Shut up. Yeah. And it's keeping my weight from going down. But my walking and due diligence to that is keeping my weight from going up. So I think today it said 219. And that was good because at 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning, flying high off that caffeine, I had Whoppers, mud pies, moon pies. What else was that? Oh, and them twists, the soft twist. I think the Twizzlers, the soft twist Twizzlers. And I didn't have, and we didn't have no drink. I damn sure wasn't gonna drink no more of that Sunkist that's sitting there. I wasn't touching that stuff. And we didn't have the Kool-Aid. All the Kool-Aid was gone. All the Crystal Light was gone. So I had to drink water. I think I drank water. I had my nasal sinus problems yesterday. And check this out. My nasal sinus problems yesterday was the 4th Wednesday in a row that they happened. The 4th Wednesday in a row. So that's gotta mean something, I think. Can it be coincidence? And it's the 4th one in a row in 2 different cities on 2 different parts of the country. Weather was similar. It was rain right before the rain, sure enough. I feel something in the back of my throat. I look at my phone, rain the next day. But I got through it. I don't think I took any, I think I shot some nasal spray up through my nose. And that was about it. I didn't take any painkillers or anything. So I'm just realizing I just gotta get through it. Because I don't think the painkillers work, ibuprofen stuff, I don't think that stuff works. So anyway, that's me in a nutshell. Walking around this and here's where Palm Morris, the sporting good place, I was talking about was. Or, no, the bowling alley used to be up here too. Oh my God, Marvindale. No, there was Mar Hill. In fact, there was 2 bowling alleys. There was Marvindale and Mar Hill. There was 2 bowling alleys like right on the street. And Paul Morris was like in one of them. And I think they're definitely gone now. The building is gone. So I think Paul Morris was there and they got rid of the bowling alley and stuff. It was 2 of them, because that's how we bowl. We bowling on. In fact, at work, our team in Manchester got a bowling league and they were asking, hey, do you guys bowl? And I was like, hey, people in California don't bowl. I said, I'm from Ohio. We bowl. I grew up bowling. My kids bowl. In fact, my kids was on the team. They won the championship. They won their league. That's just how we roll. So this is place. It's cold, it's gray. And then you turn around, I don't know if you can see this, but you turn around, you can see that sky. It'll break open. Then all of a sudden it'll be sunny and bright. And then the clouds will come back over. And I got on 2 jackets, long sleeve shirt and a shirt. I'm not cold, I got a hat and gloves on. In fact, I'm wearing my shirt. I got it tied behind my back because I'm too hot, I'm sweating under there. But this ain't real winter. Let's remember that. This is almost spring. In fact, this is spring, ain't it? This is officially spring. So, I'm good. I love it. I do. I love everything. Like this building back here, even though it had no significance to me growing up, I didn't even know what it was. Probably rode by it hundreds of times. Didn't pay no attention. Now all of a sudden, it has preciousness. This is one of the buildings that I see, like, see a building like this? This one right here, see that style? And even the deterioration, not deterioration, the weathering on it. Gives it not an authentic or vintage look, but something like that. And the old signs, the old style signs, like that one, even though they've been painted over, you can see the pole, old metal pole, these old telephone poles. In fact, I Googled how many telephone poles are in the United States, because I'm like, damn, is these telephone poles a tree? Woo. So, said about 180 million. And another thing with telephone poles and stuff, if you look, I was taking pictures, and I was somewhere, and every picture you see wires. You see telephone wires, or electric wires, whatever wires. Every picture, even behind me now, it's almost like you can't go anywhere without seeing them or take a picture. They're just built in the scenery, so we kind of just don't, you know, it doesn't, we can look past it and just keep going. Here's the other library they built, the new library that I used to come to, because my father didn't have internet or good Wi-Fi when I would stay with him. So I would come here, but I wouldn't be working back here. I would just come here to get good internet, be on the internet, work on some stuff. Just have a space, you know, just have like an office space where I could sit in that environment with other people working, feel their energy, you know, that we're like, see the sun coming out? See that? And there has been a time I got off the airplane, back to California, got out to that LA sunshine, 75 degrees of sunshine, and it was boring. It was almost irritating. Because I was out here with rain, trees, clouds, rain one minute, sun the next. Look at me running across Market Street. When I was a kid, Market Street was the true. Market Street was the big deal. Oh my God. Market Street, ooh. Hillman, we were just scared of. Hillman, we were just scared to death of. That's where all the I don't want to say, what can I call it? That's where everybody used to hang out at, on Hillman. So, you know, we used to see Negroes up there doing stuff and just hanging out. And when I got of age, I hung out there We literally used to ride up and down a 1.5 mile street. All of us. I mean, not I ain't gonna say everybody in Youngstown, but you know, that type of people who was into that. A lot of us just sit there, we park, see our people. What's so-and-so at? Oh, he down the playground. I think at Cleveland. No, he at Falls. No, I seen him up there. Yeah, I see, you see so-and-so. Yeah, he just rolled through. Who you at with him? Who's in his car? You know, and that's what I grew up on. And I love this other story too. Eric Wiley ran into him, and unprovoked, he said that I was the one who first got the booming system in that car. And I could, go over and tell you how I did it and why it happened and all that, because I remember it vividly. And it was a natural process in which, we got 8-track in the car. My father got 8-track, put the 8-track in, learned how to put that in, learned how to hook up the speakers. Then I figured out, the 6x9 speakers on the rear deck is what gives me that bass boom that I want. If I got surface mounted, I wouldn't get it. So I learned how to develop that, other things. And Lord Jesus, I got an equalizer, my first equalizer. Woo! Riding around with Earl and Carter. Forget who else was with us. We rode all night, literally all night, looking at them flashing lights on that thing. And Eric Wiley said, yeah, you was the first one. So you got that dialed in first. And he remembered that from all those years ago, because he was in the cars. I went to school with him, first grade, early like that. And he used to be in the cars, and I used to be able to draw, so I used to draw cars for him. And he would, quote unquote, supposed to pay me. I don't think I ever got any money. But we were just cool like that. I would draw his cars. He showed me that he started learning how to draw them. Then I came back this time, he was still in the cars. He had a little fancy car, so he remembered that. That was cool. Another thing, I don't know if I told you, Jeffrey Barnes recognized me at the last event. What was that? Oh, New Jersey, P-Funk, New Jersey. He was like, hey, aren't you P-01? I was like, yeah. He said, yeah, I used to log into your BBS. I was like, oh yeah, oh really? And I thought he meant website. He meant the first iteration of online that I did when I built a BBS and had it running out of my bedroom where other computers would actually dial into my computer and get news about me and P-Funk, and I'd have a bulletin board up there. They could leave like messages and stuff. This was before the internet, before AOL, before CompuServe. I had a BBS. It's called P-Funk Online. Even got a shirt. I made shirts and all that. This was like 95, and he remembered that 95, and I remember them. It was good. He remembered that. That stuff like that just sends me back. I mean, when people remember stuff about me that is precious to me that I damn near forgot, I'm just in a good place right now, huh? Like I said, I'm just in a good place. And granddaughter, oh my God, that little girl look at you, smiling, but I ain't gonna let it get to me. I ain't. But she almost got me this morning. That big old giant smile when she look up and see my face. I'm like, oh God. I was like, stop it. Don't even. She was like, oh, he just lights up. Cause remember when I saw her 2 months ago, she was just learning how to do that. And I was like one of the first persons to get that smile. So that's good, that's good. And then today, actually, and yesterday, she actually using her hands much better. Oh my God, it was like an overnight sensation, like an overnight thing where she could grab it with her left, move it to her right, and to get it in her mouth, because it's all about it, getting it in the mouth. Everything is about getting it in the mouth. She even get frustrated, yeah, if she can't get it or something. And even that's, indication that frustration. She start hitting like that. 4 months old. It's good. So today I was, she's just looking at me and just smiling so hard. And I had to go get my steps. So I said, let me go get her a toy. Gave her a toy and she started playing with her hand. I just set it there. She looked at it, got it in her left hand, picked it up with her left hand, tried to get it in her mouth, couldn't. Moved it, got her right hand on it. and actually had both hands on it. And I was like, whoa, look at you. And got it in her mouth. And I think she actually had the pacifier in her mouth. And it looked like she put her hand up to take the pacifier out. I ain't gonna go that far, but it kind of did look like it. And the pacifier came out and she got the other thing in her mouth. I was like, look at you. Actually, what I say is, I go to her mother and I say, you're welcome. I take credit where credit is due, because I'll be working her. I'll be challenging her and working her to do this here. Here, grab that. I just, like, cause I was one, I ain't gonna say I was the one, but I would start holding something out in front of her and watch her try to swipe at her, you know, because there was a time when she couldn't even swipe at it. She was just like, look at you. And she started swiping at stuff. And now you can see her working her fingers. And it's almost like now she knows how to work her fingers, especially on her left hand, where she knows how to like get a grip and pick something up. Cause she actually picked it up like this, tried to get it in her mouth and switched, got the other hand on it. I was like, whoa, and I got it on video, which makes it real. It makes me the winner. Cause yes, it's all about me. It's all about self. It's all about self, yourself. That's your story. You gotta write your story. We can't write it for you, and nobody should. No external entity should determine your philosophical, internal template. Woo! I just made that up, look at me, yo. Anyway, y'all, I'm tired. Oh, I wish y'all could see a black squirrel. They got black squirrels around back here. They look, I ain't gonna say they cute or whatever it was, but they look cool. The black is cool. And I Googled it and they're native to some places. But anyway, swing on y'all 2 times, y'all. For the funk and for me. And for every elementary particle or atom that has ever existed in this or in any universe that is, was, or ever will be. It's the totality of it all. Every single little freaking drop of it. Nothing could be excluded or left out in that big picture that explains why we are here and what we're doing, that we more than likely may never ever find out. No, I think we can find it out. It won't be in my lifetime, because I think some serious scientific breakthroughs that will challenge what we think physics and life is are going to have to take place. And some of the, even though science is about testing and experiment and proof or evidence or whatever, there's some rigidness in it and some reluctance to even explore crazier ideas without evidence, because science is based on experiment. You're not supposed to infer anything or be looking for anything. You're just supposed to do it. So anyhow, my name is Jeffrey. Swing on y'all 2 times. Again, the totality of it all. And guess what? I am out.